Hello everyone and welcome to another StarCraft 2 replay. This one's going to be a TVZ on Neo Planet S. If you ever forget the name of this map, right there, Planet S. I just noticed that recently. Yeah, so I'm the blue Terran, spawning the top right hand position, and my opponent today is a red barcode, Zerg, spawning in the bottom left. So I'm going to be going for my Master Raven build, throwing down my depot at the same time sending out an SCV to in-bay block my opponent. And the usual plan is going to be happening. Going to go for a 16cc into Planetary Fortress, into straight Raven tech, and then auto turret goodness. So I was trying to bounce this SCV all I can to keep it away from that drone until it's about to die, and then we're going to go home with 5 hit points. But we got a decent amount of hit points on Inge Bay. It doesn't appear Zerg is taking an alternate hatchery. Just going pool gas. And I didn't see a drone leave this base. I'm suspecting that he's going to wait for Lings to clear out this expansion, which is pretty good for me. Obviously, I'm a little more afraid if the Zerg takes an alternate hatchery. A little bit late on taking my gas here. So I take them both at the same time, but that's going to slow me down by about 20 gas, and obviously it slows down my PF when I don't have the 150 I need. So it makes 4 Lings, clears out the hatchery, and then comes to my base, but he won't be here in time as this command center should be done by the time he arrives. I don't have the gas quite yet to turn it into a PF, so I'm going to build a SCV, but once the Lings arrive I'm going to cancel that SCV because it's not safe for the SCV. Looking at Planetary Fortress. Start my Marine production. Now that late Fortress does mean he's going to get a lot of damage done to this PF. I mean, there's no threat of it dying, but still, that's money I gotta spend to repair later on. In fact, that's money I gotta spend to repair right now because it's burning. I gotta at least get out of the burn. But wow, that was a lot of Lings he made. So he's actually lost 13 units, and he still has 11 Lings. So that's 12 larvae he spent on Zerglings. That's good for me. Still didn't get the memo that he's up against a planetary, so he kind of poked in there. And we're going to send out some Marines with a few SCVs just to kind of feint a push here. Going to keep sending them this direction. I thought he might have had an Overlord here, so I wanted him to think I'm going across the map, and then we'll pull right back. But it didn't look like it forced out any more units. Yeah, he's not playing scared, unfortunately. And he's taking the gold, which is really bad for me. I think we'll go from my vision for this replay, actually, so we'll go back to just what I know. So throwing my factory in the low ground is a nice little hidden spot to start sending out Widow Mines from to block bases. If he has a Ling here, and a Ling in front of my base, and a Ling here, obviously he won't be able to see this factory.
SCV ready.
So finishing off my turret ring. Got a nice turret ring around my whole base. That's because I don't have any other anti-air. And just finish up my Raven tech. Corvid Reactor will be done before the first Raven's out. And they're kind of sending a Viking across the map just to kind of go Overlord hunting. Actually does get spotted, so I give up on the Widow Mine. I'm blocking. But at the same time getting my Star Forts, and I really should be throwing down my 2 command centers. Well, I guess I don't quite have the minerals for it yet. Usually I get to about 700 minerals, so I like to do that.
SCV ready.
Add-on.
Can't hold him alone.
And my Viking just found out that he's taking the gold, and I don't even know how early he got this gold, but there's a lot of drones already. And at this point I'm feeling desperate. Because gold is so overpowered, especially when I'm trying to turtle. That Zerg's economy will just get way out of control if I let that be. So my usual goals with these 2 command centers is to float them over here, load it up with 10 SCVs, bring my Ravens here, and solidify a 3rd base. But I feel like, you know, Zerg's probably already on 4 base with a gold.
Upgrade complete.
Possibly 5 base. So I'd go for something a little bit more desperate. And we're going to try to take this base here. If I can get these PFs up, then it's only a matter of time before I take out this this hatchery.
SCV ready.
Fortunately, it does intercept my SCVs going across to like help solidify that base. And now this is where things get really desperate for me. I see he actually has the base I was wanting to take, and that means he has both golds, so his economy is ridiculous now. And now these command centers I have no idea what to do with, so we're actually going to attempt slow down to regular speed just to throw them in random places, turn them into PFs, and hope we can just like shut down this middle area. However, the one thing I wasn't paying attention to as I was moving that up is that roaches walked into my base, and I left my wall open and I didn't repair, and where this is nowhere near enough roaches to take down a PF, the fact that I wasn't paying attention, he took it out, so now I'm done. These roaches got a free path into my main base, and I'm going to lose my main and natural. Taking down the auto turrets here, but in losing my main and natural, I'm going to have no economy, which means the only, killing 2 or 3 Zerg bases isn't enough to win the game. I have to shut down everything Zerg has with these Ravens, so that's what I'm going to try to do. You can see he has he's had 100 supply lead for a long time. I'm going to be losing a lot more SCVs. So throwing down more auto turrets here. And then we're going to move into his main. I think his gold's down. These drones died. Drones on this side made it away. Looks like a spire is going up. That could be causing me problems, but I don't think I really paid attention to that at the time. I'm just trying to shut down mining. That's my goal right now. Gotta make the Zerg as broke as I am. So I did get 4 Banshees out, and they're going to go to work on these roaches. Bring up the units tab. You can see this roach count is going to slowly dwindle from 38 all the way down. So looking to see if there's one Zerg base left. Just going to block that one. So the only other base I'm really worried about is probably this one. I don't think it has the corners. I was able to flow my orbital away and 3 of my starports, but I forgot about my factory and my starport. The factory is actually kind of key, because you didn't get the armory. And I'm loading a lot of minerals, so I could have used that to make a lot of Hellbats. So a lot of corruptors down the field, so desperately trying to fly back to my protection in the middle here, but this protection is about to expire in about 18 seconds. And I can't build any missile turrets because I don't have an engineering bay, so desperately trying to get an engineering bay. Again, roach count getting really low, down to 14. And here come the corruptors to clean up the Banshees. So he's going to maintain some roaches, but not many. Looks like 7. And I do have these 2 PFs in the middle. And finally the Eng Bay is done. Trying to take the proper command centers. Landing those starports, and now it's time to build these missile turrets.
Your forces are under attack.
And luckily with that mineral bank, it's not an issue for me to throw down a whole ton of missile turrets right now. Unsure how much mining I'm going to be able to get here, because if he throws like a couple roaches on the high ground, it can be shut down quite easily. But the Zerg bases, layer going down, Spire's gone. In fact, his only tech left over is a Baling Nest.
Your forces
Back to everyone view. These corruptors are looking for my Ravens. Unfortunately, did not find them. And then the Ravens are just going to go over here and shuffle this road. Even if you did find the Ravens, I think 1 PDD would buy me enough time for these missile turrets to clean house. And yeah, this had to be one of the wackiest games I've ever played. This is like the perfect game for me to get that comment. How is this Masters League? Because this has got to be the nuttiest game I've ever seen. I just like completely sacked my own main and natural, went on this gigantic base trade, and at the end of everything, there was this like random double PF in the middle of the map, ended up like solidifying me the win. I do have 22 harvesters here, so I can start mining from 4 gas pretty soon. Turn these CCs into PFs, and then I got a nice little diamond of PFs in the middle of the map. with a bunch of missile turrets. And go back to my Hellbat Raven. The one thing about gold bases are they do have less minerals than a normal base, because it's only 6 patches of 1500 instead of 8 patches of 1500. You can mine it a lot faster, which is nice. But in terms of long term, you got to remember that you're going to end up with less minerals overall with one of these bases once it mines out. Yeah, so we'll call it the end of this video. Thank you guys for tuning in. Check the description for our thumbs up link. And goodbye.